Okay, so this was what we were doing yesterday. We defined algebraic extension, we defined finite extension also, that if the degree is finite, then the extension is finite. And then we did two examples. One of them was q root 2, which happens to be a finite extension, and it is also an algebraic extension. Similarly, the C over R is a finite as well as algebraic extension. So now we will connect and try to find whether there exists a relationship between finite and algebraic extensions. So we have the next theorem with us. Finite implies algebraic. So the statement of the theorem is, if E is a finite extension of a field F, then E is algebraic over of sorry then E is algebraic extension of F. So now we are going to prove this one. So what we are given? We are given that E is to F is n, and this is a finite number because we are given that E is a finite extension of F. So this number is some finite number. So we want to prove that E is algebraic. So in order to prove that E is algebraic extension of F, what we need to show is that every element of E is algebraic element over F, because we know that is how algebraic extension is being defined, that every element of that should be algebraic over the field. So I'm considering an arbitrary element. Let A belongs to E. Then if I consider the set S 1, a square, a cube, a raised to power n, then this set is linearly dependent over F. Yes. So can you give a reason for this? Why this set is linearly dependent? How can I imply that? Can anybody answer this? Take 1 minute, think about it. From where this result is coming? Yes. Does anybody knows the answer to this? Okay, I will connect it. Now what we are given? See, we are given that we have a finite dimension here. So what does this mean? What is the mean of degree is? This implies E has dimension n as a vector space over F, because this is the meaning of degree. Now dimension n means the basis of E over F. How many elements it will contain? N elements. And there is a result from vector space which tells that if your the dimension is n, if the basis contains n elements, then any set in E with more than n elements is going to be linearly dependent, because the size of the basis is the maximal Li set which could have. It is the maximum number of linearly independent elements can be n. any set containing greater than n elements is going to be linearly dependent. So this is the result we have. We can have an example like in R2. In R2, you give me any set, say 1, 0, uh, 2 comma minus 1, 3 comma 4, say this set. So without even checking anything, I can tell you that this set is linearly dependent because it contains three vectors, it contains three elements, while the dimension of R2 is 2. So this is the result being used here. So this set S, how many elements is S is having? So the number of elements in S, how much they are? N plus 1. If you look at, this is a raised to power 0, a raised to power 1, 2, up to n. So this is n plus 1, therefore S is LP. Now we will use the definition of linearly dependent. That since the set is linearly dependent over F, it implies what? There exist C0, C1, C2, Cn belonging to F such that C0 into 1, C1 into A, C2 into A square, Cn into A raised to power n is 0. This is the definition of being linearly dependent, that there will be some non-zero scalars existing, right? Not all zero. So this should be the property of the scalar. They cannot be all zero, because if they're all zero, then the set is Li. So there exist not all zero scalars, so that this is happening. So it implies if I take fx as this polynomial, c0 plus c1x plus c2x square plus cnxn, then f of a is 0. And where is this polynomial belongs to? This polynomial belongs to capital Fx, because these scalars c0, c1, c2, cn are from the field F. So we have got a polynomial in Fx such that f of a is 0. It implies a, the element a is algebraic over F. So this is what we wanted to prove. We started with an arbitrary element, and now we have shown that arbitrary element is algebraic. So it implies E is algebraic extension of F, hence proved. So it's a very, very simple proof. Just by using the finiteness, we have shown that E is algebraic extension of F. So now the question is the converse true? So this is the question we always ask whenever we prove something. Is the converse true? So the answer is no. The converse is not true. It implies there exist algebraic extensions which are not finite, right? So what kind of example there exists? So example, you can have this q root 2, 2 raised to power 1 by 3, 2 raised to power 1 by 4, 2 raised to power 1 by 5, and you keep on doing this. So that means how many elements you are appending? You are appending infinitely many elements, because I can keep going like that. 2 raised to power 1 by 6, 2 raised to power 1 by 7. So you just keep on adding elements like this. So this definitely is what? This is algebraic extension. This is algebraic extension of Q. Now, what do I need to show that this is algebraic extension? That each of these elements is going to have a polynomial satisfied over Q. So I know for root 2, what is the polynomial? X square minus 2 is equal to 0. For 2 raised to power 1 by 3, the polynomial is x cube minus 2 is equal to 0. So for each element of the type 2 raised to power 1 by n, we have the polynomial x raised to power n minus 2 is equal to 0. So this is a root of this polynomial, and this polynomial x raised to power n minus 2 definitely belongs to qx. So that means each of these infinitely many elements is algebraic over q. It implies 2 1 by 2, 2 1 by 3. In fact, 2 raised to power 1 by n for all n is algebraic. So that shows it's an algebraic extension. Now I need to show it is not finite, but q root 2, 2 1 by 3, 2 1 by 4, this is not finite, because as a vector space its dimension contains infinitely many elements. So how to show that? So you can use the analogy which we used in proving the finiteness here, like q root 2. What is q root 2? A plus b root 2. So what was basis here? Basis was 1 and this was the basis set, 1 and root 2. If I take this set root 2 comma say 2 raised to power 1 by 3, so it will contain a plus b root 2 plus c 2 raised to power 1 by 3, these kind of elements where a b c belongs to q. So that means adding one more element will increase one more element in the basis. So in this case its basis is going to be 1, 2 raised to power 1 by 2, 2 raised to power 1 by 3. Similarly, you keep on doing this. But since this is infinite, so it implies its basis is 1, 2, 1 by 2, 2, 1 by 3, 2, 1 by 4, and so on. So that means you have infinite basis. It implies, yeah, the n is infinite. So it implies as a vector space, this is infinite dimensional over Q, hence the result. So we have proved finite extension is algebraic, but not every algebraic extension is finite. So this is the example. You can construct more examples as well for the same. I hope this is clear. If you have any doubts up till this point, then you can ask. If no doubts, then I'll start with the next result. So that is basically a theorem. Let me write the statement. Let K be a finite extension of the field E, and let E be a finite extension of field F. Then K is a finite extension of F, and this is a very important result, that if you keep on extending, right, you have a field F, you have an extension field E, and then you have another extension field K. So you have this relationship. So what we are saying, that if E is a finite extension of F, and if K is a finite extension of E, then K is also a finite extension of F, and this is how the degrees are related. The degree of K over F is going to be the product of degrees of K over E and E over F. This result can be further generalized to if you have even 3 steps, right? Here they have just 2 steps. आप एक और extension add कर दोगे तो एक और term उसमें add हो जाएगा. So that's the statement. Now let's prove this one. So we will be using the given information कि ये finite extensions हैं. So firstly we have, since K is finite extension of E, so this is given to us, it implies there should be some basis which is finite, right? So let's x1, x2, xn. So let this be basis for K over E, and what we have assumed, K is to E is n. We have considered that this is a finite number which is n, so there will be n elements in the basis. We have just assumed they are x1, x2, xn. And similarly, let E is to F is m, and there also exists a basis there, y1, y2, ym. This be basis for E over F, right? So we want to show कि k over f is finite dimensional, तो हमें एक basis construct करके दिखाना होगा k का f के ऊपर. k का e के ऊपर तो basis है, e का f के ऊपर है, but हमें कुछ combination से k का f के ऊपर basis construct कराना है और उसकी finiteness prove करनी है, right? So that means we need to construct a basis element. So for that, let's start. One by one steps we will be doing. Let A belongs to K. It implies there exist B1, B2, Bn belongings to E. So what is the meaning of K over E? That this is the basis of K over E. So that means the scalars will be coming from the field E, right? So B1, B2, Bn belongs to E such that A can be written as B1 x1, B2 x2, Pn xn. So we started with an element from K. Now since K का basis है हमारे पास, तो every element of K can be written as the linear combination of elements of the basis elements, right? So basis elements का x1, x2, xn का हमने linear combination लिखा है, where the scalars जो linear combination में use हुए हैं b1, b2, bn, they will be coming from E, the field. So A can be written like this. Okay, now further you come to these BIs. So let me just call this equation number 1. Now consider B1. Now B1 is an element of E and there is a basis of E over F. So E के हर element को हम y1, y2, ym के linear combination में लिख सकते हैं with scalars coming from F. So that means this B1 can be written as C11 y1, C12 y2 plus C1m ym, right? I will tell you why I have used this notation. I could simply use a C1, C2, Cm also, क्योंकि m elements हैं तो m scalars होने चाहिए, but why I have chosen this C11, C12, C1m, because you will get the reason. Because we want to do it for every B, right? So B1 के लिए किया है, B2 के लिए it will be C21 y1, C22 y2, C2m ym. एंड सिमिलरली बी एन के लिए हमारे पास क्या होगा, सी एन वन वाई वन, सी एन टू वाई टू, सी एन एम वाई एम. So this is for all BIs belonging to E. They can be written as linear combinations of y1, y2, yn. So these BIs are written like this. Now you connect this. So say this is all system of equations number 2. So now we will use 1 and 2. So we will substitute the values of B1, B2, Bn into expression number 1. So 1 becomes A is equal to, so उसको हम summation form में लिख सकते हैं, I is equal to 1 to n bi xi, or further xi will remain xi, bi's can be written like this. So from here you can say bi is summation c I j y j, j is from 1 to m, because you see when it is b1 the first coordinate fix है 1 1 1 2 1 m. When it is b2 it is 2 1 2 2 2 m, right? So it is I, so it is I1 I2 Im. So this, that's why this second index j is running from 1 to m and multiplied with yj. So it's 1 1 2 2 mm, right? So this is how we write bi, and this substitution we make here. So we will get summation j is equal to 1 to n Cij into yj. So ultimately we have written A in a very concise form, something like that. Let me again write it clearly. So I is 1 to, sorry, j is from 1 to m. Cij yj into xi. Now, what you have shown by writing it like this, that what are these xi's and what are these yj's? Basically, from where thesecij's coming? Yes, I didn't mention here. I should have mentioned here. Just like I mentioned here, the bi's are coming from E. So that means these scalars C11, C12. So all cij's are coming from F, because y is the basis of E over F. So these Cij's are belonging to F, right? So here I have shown that A can be written as linear combination of what kind of elements you have? Yj into xi. So you have these kind of elements, yj, xi's, where j runs from 1 to m, I runs from 1 to n, and with coefficients from F. Now, where was A? A was an element of K. So that means every element of K, because it's an arbitrary element, right? Every element of K can be written as linear combination of elements, means there exists some basis with scalars from F, right? So that means K is K is having a basis. What are the basis elements? Yj into xi. Their product is going to be the basis element. With basis elements yj into xi, I takes value from 1 to n, j takes value from 1 to m. So what kind of elements are going to be there in the basis? Y1, x1, y2, x2, y1, x1, y2, x1, y3, x1, ym, x1. Then y2, x1, y2, x2, y3, x2. So you fix one coordinate I and then keep on multiplying with others. So how many elements are going to be there? How many elements are there? How many elements you can construct? What is the number of elements of this set? Yes. What is the number of elements in this set?
mn elements.
M into n, right? So you can see very easily, because I can have n values, j can have m values, so the product is done. So total m into n elements are there. So that means the basis, this set is acting as basis. This will contain m into n elements. But अभी हमने इसको बेसिस प्रूव नहीं किया है, अभी हमने सिर्फ उसको प्रूव किया है लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशंस, राइट? इसको लेट मी जस्ट नॉट राइट इट एज अ बेसिस. दिस इज द सेट कंटेनिंग m n elements. बेसिस प्रूव करने के लिए दो चीजें प्रूव करनी होती है, स्पैनिंग और लीनियरली इंडिपेंडेंट. हमने स्पैनिंग तो प्रूव कर दी कि हर एलिमेंट को उनके लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन में लिखा जा सकता है, बट वी नीड टू प्रूव दैट, फर्दर वी नीड टू शो दैट ये जो सेट हमने कंस्ट्रक्ट किया है ये लीनियरली इंडिपेंडेंट है ओवर एफ. बिकॉज वंस वी शो इट इज लीनियरली इंडिपेंडेंट, then it will be proved that this is the basis, and then we will move towards our result. So this is the only thing which is left. We need to show that this set B is linearly independent over F. So किसी भी सेट को Li हम कैसे शो करते हैं? किसी भी सेट को Li जब हमने शो करना होता है, सपोज आपको शो करना है किसी x1, x2, xn linearly independent है. So what you will do, you will start with their linear combination and ultimately prove that all the scalars are 0. So this is what we are going to do here. So suppose there exists k, सो स्केलर्स आपको उतने ही कंसिडर करने हैं जितने एलिमेंट्स हैं. सो के आई जे आई हैव टेकन इन द सेम फॉर्मेट. सपोज देयर एग्जिस्ट के आई जे बिलोंगिंग टू एफ सच दैट द लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन. सो लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन पे भी दो रनिंग इंडेक्सेस आएंगे, दो समेशंस आएंगे, बिकॉज यू हैव टू रनिंग इंडेक्सेस. के आई जे इंटू yj into xi is 0. One summation is running over I, one summation is running over j. So to suppose there exists scalars such that the linear combination is 0, we want to show that all these scalars are 0. Kij's are going to be 0. Now how we are going to show that? So for that you just write it like this, that since x1 x2 xn is basis, you remember beginning में we assumed this set x1 x2 xn is basis, so that means उसके सारे elements क्या हैं, linearly independent. So since x1 x2 xn is basis, it implies all xi's are linearly independent. It implies what? These are going to be 0. Summation kij into yj is going to be 0. अब हम सिर्फ xi पे फोकस कर रहे हैं, तो इस इतनों को हम अपने कोएफिशिएंट्स मान रहे हैं, yj को हमने kij के साथ ही इन्वॉल्व कर लिया है, वो भी k का ही एलिमेंट, e का ही एलिमेंट होगा, बिकॉज yj जो हैं वो भी e से हैं और kij जो स्केलर्स हैं वो भी हमारे फील्ड f से हैं, तो मल्टीप्लिकेशन विल रिजल्ट इनटू एन एलिमेंट ऑफ e ओनली, right? So it implies this is 0. Further, we'll say yj's are also li. We know that over f, because वो basis था. It implies इनका अगर linear combination 0 होगा, so scalars have to be 0. So ultimately we wanted to show this, and we have shown this. For all I, for all j, these scalars are going to be 0. So it implies the set which we constructed B is a basis of K over F, because these Kij's are coming from the F. Okay, Kij is just we use for proving Li, but theseCij's are coming from F. So basis is done. So what is the size of basis? This is m into n, because this is the size of the basis, so that is the dimension of the vector space. And what is m into n? So k into e into f, because one of them was n, one of them was m, so hence proved. So this is what we wanted to prove. Yes, so how did the proof follow? Firstly, we constructed a set, we shown it is a spanning, and we shown that it is a basis, linearly independent, and hence this is the result. Yes, any doubt? Anybody has any doubt in the proof? Okay, so if no doubt, so I can give you examples for the same. Now we are going to use this theorem in examples to construct the basis of these kind of extensions. So say we have Q is contained in Q root 3 is contained in Q root 5 root 3. So we have a two-step extension. So this is like your F, this is like your E, and this is like your K. So the dimension of K, according to the above result, K means this root 3 root 5 over E. E means root 3 into the dimension of E over F means over Q. So this should be equal to the dimension of this over Q. So K is to F is going to K is to E into E is to F. That is how degrees get multiplied. Now to determine what is the dimension of K square root 3 square root 5 over Q, we need to know these two. We need to know this one and this one, and then we will be get the answer. So we already know what is Q root 3 over Q. Yes. What is Q root 3 over Q? What is the value? Yes, we did this yesterday. What is the value? Yes, Divya, do you know the answer?
Ma'am, it be 2.
Yes, it will be 2. Why it will be 2?
मैम कल किया था ना, इसका polynomial will be x square minus 3.
Yeah, so the
So
minimal
3
polynomial
is
will be x square minus 3. That is why this is 2. Yeah, that's it. That's correct. So this is 2. We need to know this one. What is the degree of q root 3 root 5 over q root 3? So basically to find this, we need to know the minimal polynomial of root 5 over this q root 3. So the polynomial should belong to uh, q root 3 and it should be satisfying square root of 5. So what is the polynomial? Which polynomial will work here? Again, x square minus 5 will work here because x square minus 5 belongs to this polynomial ring. Yeah, the coefficient should be from q root 3. It's okay if root 3 is not there, but it's definitely belonging here. So this is 2 again because the minimal polynomial degree is 2. So the answer is 4 because there were two elements, square root 3, square root 5. So we could split it this way. You could also write it like this: q root 3 root 5 over q root 5 into q root 5 over q. So that means out of the two elements which are separated by comma, you can pick any one of them to create the chain. First you drop root 5 and then you move ahead, or you drop root 3 and accordingly you move ahead. So it's like that. So this and this should be same. So that way also you will get the dimension to be 4. Is that fine? Is it clear? Now why we determined the dimension to be 4? If you remember, one result we did, q root 3 root 5 is same as q root 3 plus root 5. We did it for root 2 plus root 3, but the same calculation can be used to show that this is the result basically. So q root 3 root 5 is having 4 dimension over that. So what is going to be the basis? Yeah, can anybody tell? Okay, just forget this one right now. Just tell me
ma'am
4
1
dimensional. What?
root 3 root 5 and root 3 plus root 5. नहीं,
No,
that's fourth वाला. Yes.
what should be the fourth element? रूट 3 प्लस रूट 5 तो इन्हीं से जनरेट हो जाएगा,
Yes, ma'am.
लीनियर कॉम्बिनेशन से. सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, अब जब भी आपको कंफ्यूजन हो, यू कैन सी द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एलिमेंट्स. जैसे हम बेसिस फाइंड करते हैं तो इसमें एलिमेंट्स किस तरह के होंगे? ए प्लस बी रूट 3, इसको स्प्लिट कर लो ना. सो इसमें एलिमेंट्स होंगे ए प्लस बी रूट 3 वेयर ए बी बिलोंग्स टू क्यू रूट 5. स्टेप्स में कर लो. पहले आप रूट 3 को यहाँ कंसिडर कर लो, कोएफिशिएंट्स ले लो क्यू रूट 5 से. अब क्यू रूट 5 में कैसे एलिमेंट्स हैं? c plus d root 5. So a will be also like this and b will be also like e plus f root 5. This b is further multiplied with root 3. Now this c, d, e and f, they belongs to q. So this is how we are going to split this one to know the basis कि basis में है क्या. तो हमने उसको one by one elements consider किया. अब इसको थोड़ा simplify करो. So you will get c.
Ma'am, root 15.
हाँ, got the answer, right? So ये रूट 15 होगा यहाँ पे, क्योंकि c होगा, d रूट 5 हो गया, e रूट 3 हो गया और f रूट 15 हो गया. So this is how you construct the basis element, and obviously we have already shown its dimension is 4. तो basis में 4 ही elements आएंगे. तो there are multiple ways of doing the same thing. आपको बस उसका structure अगर पता है कि elements किस तरह के होंगे, so you will be always able to find the basis. So there are many ways to do the same kind of question. Right? So now let me connect with this result also, the same example. इस सिंगल एग्जांपल से आपको काफी क्वेश्चन सॉल्व करने आ जाएंगे. नाउ वी नो दिस ऑलरेडी, वी हैव ऑलरेडी प्रूव्ड दिस. यू कैन सी द प्रीवियस lectures how we proved that this is going to be same. So that means this q root 3 plus root 5, its degree over q is also 4 because this is the same ring, this is the same field. So since this is 4 now, so this implies that the element root 3 plus root 5 is having minimal polynomial of degree 4. So I'm connecting with the yesterday's result. The last result we did yesterday was this, that if you have extension like this FA, then its degree over F is the degree of minimal polynomial of A over F. अभी मैं ये रिजल्ट यूज कर सकती हूँ बिकॉज आई हैव अ सिंगल एलिमेंट स्क्वायर रूट 3 प्लस स्क्वायर रूट 5. ये वाला मिनिमल पॉलिनोमियल का कॉन्सेप्ट हमने डायरेक्टली ऊपर नहीं यूज किया क्योंकि दो एलिमेंट थे तो वहां स्प्लिटिंग करके यूज करना पड़ा. बट हेयर आई कैन यूज दिस. तो दैट मीन्स इस एलिमेंट की जो भी मिनिमल पॉलिनोमियल होगी इट्स गोइंग टू हैव डिग्री 4. नाउ इफ आई आस्क यू find the minimal polynomial of square root 3 plus square root 5 over q. If this is a question, we already know it's going to be some polynomial of degree 4. So how you can find that? So it's not that straightforward. It's like a reverse construction you have to do. So it's something like usually हमें polynomial given होता है, हमें उसके roots find करने होते हैं. यहाँ पे हमें एक root पता है, हमें उसका polynomial जो है find करना है. So there are two ways actually to do that. I'll tell you first one way and later I will ask you what can be the other way. So you start like this. X is this. If I square both sides, what I'll be getting? 3 plus 5 plus 2 root 15, right? So from here you can get x square minus 8 is 2 root 15. You square it one more time. Now why I am squaring it again? Because I want to get rid of these radicals, because I want to move to q. मुझे rationals में चाहिए polynomial. तो जब तक आपके polynomial में स्क्वायर रूट रहेगा, रेडिकल्स पावर रहेंगे, सो आई कैन नॉट प्रोसीड. सो मैंने स्क्वायर किया, स्क्वायर करने से वी गॉट रूट 15. अब रूट 15 भी आपका रैशनल नंबर नहीं है, यू फर्दर नीड टू स्क्वायर इट वंस मोर टाइम. सो स्क्वायर करने के लिए फर्स्टली आई शिफ्टेड दिस टू दिस साइड. सो नाउ इफ यू square it further, you will get x raised to power 4 plus 64 minus 16x square, and on this side what you will be getting?
64
4 into 15, that is 60, right? So you get your polynomial to be x raised to power 4 minus 16x square plus 4 is equal to 0. This is the polynomial 64 minus 60. Yeah, so ऑटोमेटिकली 4 डिग्री आपको पहले ही पता है, यू ऑलरेडी नो इसकी 4 डिग्री वाली मिनिमल पॉलिनोमियल आएगी. दैट मीन्स 4 से कम यू वोंट गेट द पॉलिनोमियल. सो वो कैसे फाइंड किया है? सो दिस इज द वे यू कैन डू दिस वे. रिवर्स मतलब रूट से स्टार्ट हो एंड कीप ऑन डूइंग समथिंग अनलेस और अंटिल यू गेट रिड ऑफ द रेडिकल्स. दूसरा तरीका क्या था? अगर ये किसी पॉलिनोमियल का रूट है तो कैन यू टेल मी अदर रूट्स ऑफ द सेम पॉलिनोमियल? ये एक रूट है. कुछ रूट्स होते हैं जो पेयर्स में आते हैं, जैसे कॉम्प्लेक्स रूट्स का सबको पता है कि a प्लस आयोटा भी अगर रूट है तो a माइनस आयोटा भी होगा. तो जब भी आपको एक कॉम्प्लेक्स रूट दिया जाए यू कैन ऑलवेज कंस्ट्रक्ट अ क्वाड्रेटिक पॉलिनोमियल जिसके वो दोनों रूट्स होंगे, राइट? अब इसके लिए कैन यू टेल मी what will happen? Do you know any result for that? ये रूट्स भी कॉन्जुगेट पेयर्स में ही आते हैं, मतलब यहाँ पे कॉन्जुगेट वर्ड यूज नहीं होता है बिकॉज वो कॉम्प्लेक्स कंजुगेट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. बट यस, you try root 3 minus root 5 minus root 3 negative of that, these four are going to be roots of fx. तो ये पॉलिनोमियल जिसके ये चारों रूट्स हैं आप फाइंड कर सकते हो बहुत इजीली. x माइनस square root of this, x minus square root of this, x minus square root of this into x minus, sorry, इन चारों को प्रोडक्ट करोगे you will get the same polynomial. So you try this one and that way you will understand it. So आज के लिए this is more than enough. So you revise this and try practicing this on more problems. Yeah, that's all for today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.